What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Willie Does Wrestling back at it again with a brand new video. And in this video, we are obviously going to once again be talking about Survivor Series War Games. Of course, this past Friday on SmackDown, Paul Heyman came back and it was revealed that the fifth man for the OG bloodline at War Games is going to be CM Punk. Obviously, in our last video, we thought that maybe Seth Rollins was going to be the fifth man for the OG bloodline at War Games because it seemed like they were heading in that direction, but it appears no, they're going to keep up the story of Seth Rollins absolutely hating the bloodline, absolutely hating Roman Reigns, and CM Punk is going to be the fifth man. Now, obviously, there have been videos going around during that segment where CM Punk, in in his exchange with Roman Reigns, says, "This isn't about me and you. This is about me and him," referring to, of course, Paul Heyman. So I think this is a very interesting way to progress this story because I bet a lot of people will probably look at this thinking this does not make sense, but I mean, the factor is it is Paul Heyman. It's Paul Heyman that is bringing CM Punk, and there was no other option for the OG bloodline. So CM Punk seems like the more logical choice to be the fifth man at War Games. And now I bet a lot of people are thinking, what is going to be next? What's going to be next for Punk? What's going to be next for the bloodline? Stuff like that. Obviously, we've said this a ton of times in this channel. Obviously, in terms of the bloodline, what's next is going to be possibly The Rock turning his back on Roman Reigns, and then we get that feud at WrestleMania 41. However, CM Punk, what could be next for CM Punk? That's really going to be the topic of this video, this very quick video. I think, obviously, CM Punk will probably feud with Bronson Reed in the immediate future. And then that will ultimately get Seth Rollins involved because we know Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed have been feuding for the last little bit. But CM Punk getting involved in this feud, that's going to set Rollins more off, and this is going to build the Seth Rollins and CM Punk feud leading in to WrestleMania 41, because that is the dream match that everybody wants to see. And to the people who think that CM Punk being a part of War Games does not make sense, it does, because it leads more to Seth Rollins' hatred towards CM Punk. Because, well, number one, CM Punk deciding to team up with the tyrant, Roman Reigns, the guy that Seth Rollins hates. That's number one. And then number two, getting involved in his business with Big Bronson Reed. That could be another thing. And then when we get closer and closer, potentially maybe Saturday night's main event, CM Punk will probably stake his claim to the world title, and CM Punk will, and Seth Rollins will hate that because Seth Rollins wants that championship back. So it leads to so much like different layers to all of this, because at WrestleMania 41 we are very likely going to get the match we were going to have last year with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, with or without the World Heavyweight Championship. So I feel like that's why they are deciding to put CM Punk in War Games. I really hope that CM Punk does not take any like dangerous spots, so that way he doesn't get injured this time, because we know how injury prone CM Punk can be in this. And then also we could very well think that maybe this could lead somewhere down the road to Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at some point in the future, maybe after WrestleMania 41, because they could really hint at maybe Paul Heyman turning on Roman and going back with CM Punk, something like that. But I think CM Punk being on Team Bloodline makes sense. Makes more sense than Bronson Reed being in the Timu Bloodline, but it is what it is. And I think this is a better direction than Seth Rollins, where Seth Rollins was like, oh, I hate the Bloodline. I hate Roman Reigns. Oh, this is bullshit. And then when we thought he was just going to be like, all right, and then just team up with them again just because Bronson Reed was on the team, I'm glad that they stayed away from that and they decided to put CM Punk in there. But it'll be very interesting to see what Rollins does from this, what the Bloodline does, and what Bronson Reed does after this. Stuff like that. This just becomes all the more interesting on the road to Survivor Series. And obviously, The Rock will probably play an effect on the match afterwards as well. So it will be pretty interesting to see. But ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on CM Punk being the fifth man at War Games? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think it makes sense? Do you think it doesn't? Tell me why. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on so that way you never miss an upload. I finally got to using my webcam again instead of my computer camera, so that's why you're able to see me a lot more clearly. This camera actually works for this recording, so hopefully I'll be able to use it for all future recordings, including, the quiz videos and predictions. I'll do Survivor Series predictions probably on Friday, because there's only 3 matches announced for the card, and I think they're probably going to announce 1 or 2 more, because a 3-match card for a pay-per-view is fucking criminal, in my opinion. So hopefully they'll announce more matches for War Games, otherwise I would have already had that video out. Thank you guys so much for the support on the Full Gear predictions. I did not expect that video to do as well as it did. But yeah, until next time, this has been your boy Willie Does Wrestling. I'll see you in the next video. Be good people, and peace.